Whether it's stress, anger, and anxiety caused by this pandemic or some other frustration in life, the invitation of this practice is to work with yin yoga and insights from traditional Chinese energy medicine, which shape these practices for inner peace and release. So I invite you to join me. Here we go. We begin in butterfly, sitting on a bolster or blanket if you need that extra support for your hips and lower back. And we'll come into a gentle forward fold, finding our edge. Our feet will be a little further away from the groin area than we would normally do for a more active style of yoga. Our target area is the lower back, and I invite you to round the back and come into your edge, meaning we're looking for mild to moderate sensation. Also, you might be feeling this in the groin area and inner thigh. And we'll stay here for several minutes. I will invite the option of integrating some Chinese energy medicine with using an acupressure point. For now, that will be in that forward fold. I invite you to find your edge, meaning a sensation of, say, 3 to 5 on a 10-point scale. You can go ahead and tug or use a little more active pull with the hands around the feet if that helps you, but again, we're not trying to strain. We're going to come into this posture, find your edge, and relax, letting gravity and time do its work in the targeted areas. Now, I like to integrate Chinese energy medicine, so if you choose, you can work with Kidney 1 meridian point, an acupressure point, which is located at the ball of the foot, in between, if you come down, in between the first and second toe, at the ball of the foot, pressing on that area during this hold. Yin yoga is primarily a seated and reclined approach, which emphasizes a more meditative, receptive, and slow form of yoga. It complements more active styles of yoga practice as well as activities such as running. It rebalances and harmonizes body, mind, energy, and spirit while safely accessing dense connective tissues around our muscles and joints, promoting tissue strength, hydration, and resiliency. I invite you to breathe up from earth in through the sitting bones and out through the crown of the head in the mind's eye. Nice and slow, meditative. On your next exhale, releasing and letting go. On your next exhale, releasing and letting go even more. You may find that your edge has shifted over time, that you're able to be in a deeper forward fold. Relaxing the muscle area. With each exhalation, letting go. softening. And now rising up into a seated posture as we transition into a resonance pose on our backs. A mini Shavasana. Let the feet go out to the sides of the mat. Arms away from the body, palms facing skyward. Take a moment. If you have any pain in your lower back, you can always bend the knees facing them skyward. This is a temporary moment of transition. The fascia of the body around those tissues that have been activated might feel a little bit of twinge right now, but it's like honey that warms. It's shifting, opening, becoming more spacious, and hydrating. We'll now bring the knees towards the chest and give them a gentle hug. Keeping awareness on the breath and on the letting go. We'll transition now through a seated posture, coming onto your left side now. Fetal position, knees bent. We're going to now place the hands, palms together, out in front of you, arms extended. And like the arm of a clock, on your next in-breath, I invite you to raise the top hand so that it extends above the head and comes all the way behind you, opening up the shrine of the heart. And on your next exhale, the arm comes back, palms return together. Then on an in-breath, expand up and again behind you. Exhale, hand of the clock returns. In-breath, again like a rising sun with an arc all the way behind you, and on in-breath returning. Again. Exhale, return. In-breath, sun rising. I'll stay here for a moment. Continue to breathe. Now exhale, arm returns, sun returns. We'll take a moment of pause and then transition onto our backs. Knees bent. Hands can rest on the rib cage, or they can go out like goalposts. And we'll come up and transition to the other side. Again, coming into fetal position, knees bent, palms of the hands stacked in front of you. And on an in-breath, the upper arm rises up and then extends behind you. And exhale, palms return. Sunrise on an in-breath, arm goes behind you. Exhale, sunset. Palms return together. Again. Exhale, return. We'll come back onto our back, knees bent. Moment of pause. moment of pause as we transition into open wing. So as you're ready, we'll come onto the belly, and your left arm will go out, right knee goes straight skyward, to the side. Right hand presses into the floor. You can tent the fingers if you want. Elbow is bent. We're creating sensation in that left armpit and inner arm area. This is working lung and heart meridian to help relieve any sadness, sorrow, to help increase joy. Our capacity for that joy, which is actually always with us beneath the stress and anxious thoughts. So we're helping to release. If you want, you can bring the feet together like a clamshell, or you can keep that lower leg extended. And breathe. Relaxing that armpit area, chest area. Slow, meditative breaths in and out. We'll now transition on to the belly for a moment of rest in a resonance pose. You can rest your forehead on the palms. We'll press our hands into the mat, coming into child's pose. Sitting bones come back towards the heels. We'll come back through table. Coming up onto knees, we're going to transition to the other side. Again, coming onto our belly, this time the right arm goes straight out. And you'll press with the left hand so that your torso rolls up and over. The left knee is now bent, left foot on the mat. Bottom leg can remain straight, or you can come into clamshell with both knees bent, feet together. And breathe. Again, we're creating sensation in the armpit area, the inner arm, opening up the chest. Connecting to sky, element, air, vastness. Receiving on the in-breath freshness, vitality, on the exhale, releasing. We'll now come back through fetal position and transition back onto the belly briefly as we come now into child's pose. Sitting bones towards the heels. Arms extended in front of you if it feels comfortable. If there's any pinching, though, in the shoulders, we don't want that. So you can always take hands more out to the side, or you can stack palms together with the forehead resting upon them. We'll now transition into sleepy swan. Left knee is bent head rests on the hands or on the mat. If you need a block, your forehead can rest on the block. Our target area for sensation is the groin and the hip area. Inner leg as well. Back leg is bent if you want, more like a deer pose, or it can be straight. You can bring the torso out to the side if you want greater sensation. Remember, we don't want to torque or overstrive. We're keeping a sensation level of mild to moderate, like a 3 to 5 on a 10-point scale. Breathing into that targeted area and relaxing, letting go. We ventilate that area with the breath, receiving energetically life force energy spirit, and on the exhale, releasing. We'll transition now up into dragon. So the foot goes to the outer edge of the mat. Both arms are to the right of the front foot. Our targeted area again is the groin, the inner thigh of that front foot, but also the front of the extended leg. You can place the right hand on the right knee and gently turn the torso as the face looks skyward. You can stay there, or you can bring the foot out so that you have more sensation in the hip area coming onto the side of the foot. Again, targeting the groin, the front of that quad of the extended leg, but also this hip area on the right side. We'll transition now. Coming into a kneeling lunge. Sensation will be in the back of the front extended leg. Hands can be placed on the mat on either side of the leg to provide stability. You can also use blocks under the hands if that gives you greater access and ease. We're working with bladder energy channel or meridian that runs along the back side of the body, and this helps calm the sympathetic nervous system and the fight or flight response, helping release stored up tension, frustration, anger, both psychologically and the physical impact. We're going to transition now, coming into our resonance pose of downward dog. Then coming into sleepy swan, accessing the targeted area on the other side, the other leg. Coming into a forward fold, resting the head on the palms or on the mat. Feeling sensation in the groin and hip area where we hold a lot of stress and tension. Again, if you so choose to have need of greater stimulation in that area, if you're not getting enough access, you can bring the torso off to the side a little bit more. Same side as the bent knee, but off to the side. And breathe. Ventilating that hip area, the groin on the in-breath as you draw in life force energy spirit. And on the exhalation, release. We'll gently come out of the pose now, making our way into dragon. Left knee is bent, right leg is further back. There could be a bend in that back leg, or straight, but sensation is on the front side of the right extended leg behind you, and in the groin area, and perhaps hip area of the left side. Modifications include bringing torso over to the left, or bringing left hand on to the left knee, looking behind you, or coming on to this side of the left foot so that you have greater sensation and access to the hip flexor area. We'll transition now into our kneeling forward fold over that front straightened left leg. Sensation in the back of that leg, hands on the floor or on blocks. Again, accessing bladder meridian to help soothe the sympathetic nervous system, releasing stress and tension, frustration or anger. Relaxing and breathing into the targeted area, the back side of the leg. This is a more yang or active posture. And we'll transition out of this, coming into downward dog. Transitioning through table or on hands and knees. We'll come onto a seated position on the mat. You may want to have a bolster or some kind of cushion under the sitting bones if you have tight T-bands or lower back issues. We're going to come into caterpillar, so a seated forward fold, again rounding the back like we did with butterfly. Again, calming the nervous system. If it's accessible, you can, once again, press that kidney 1 acupressure point at the base of the ball of the foot, straight down from the big toe and second toe. Let's, in the mind's eye, breathe up from earth through the sitting bones and exhale out the crown back into earth. And then breathing up again from earth filling the back body, especially behind heart space and solar plexus, and then exhale out the crown, repeating the whole process. Being effortless. Slowly coming back up, removing the bolster if you have one beneath you, and we'll come into a reclined position, bringing the right knee up to chest and then over towards the left as the right arm goes out to the side, head facing the right extended arm. We'll bring that knee back towards the chest, bringing the other leg to join it, and then changing sides, holding the left knee with both hands, and then guiding it towards the right with the right arm. The left arm can extend out to the side or like a goalpost, and your head turns to face the left. Softening your approach, letting go. We'll come now into corpse pose. I invite you to get supremely comfortable, letting the feet go to the corners of the mat, arms slightly away from the body, palms skyward, or if you choose, they can go overhead or resting on the belly. And with each exhalation, sensing yourself sinking deeper and deeper into earth. Being effortless. And when you're ready, transitioning back to a seated posture. Setting an intention for the rest of your day or night. Dedicating your practice to the healing peace of all people and beings, including yourself. Namaste.